And I actually have a question for Kim about, you mentioned the butterfly and if maybe all the panelists can turn their videos on the butterfly of nurse-provided injection, what that might look like.
I actually have some visual support for you guys. I brought a butterfly here. So if you actually wonder what it is, it's usually used for basically blood collection. So, bon, pour le prélèvement finalement sanguin, mais ce qui serait possible, donc, c'est une des façons, par exemple, d'ajouter un support physique à l'injection. Donc, quand on voit des personnes qui régulièrement ont de la difficulté à pouvoir vraiment compléter leur injection, donc, ils vont vraiment avoir souvent des plaies, des infections, qui peuvent avoir des complications qui vont même jusqu'à l'hospitalisation, ou etc. Je pense que c'est un des exemples parmi d'autres où il y a même des infirmières, mais des personnes de façon plus large qui souhaiteraient pour pouvoir finalement utiliser ces types de matériaux-là aussi pour pouvoir faciliter la consommation pour la personne qui elle-même pourrait, par exemple, peser sur le piston. Tu sais, donc, c'est une illustration, mais je pense qu'il y a beaucoup plus aussi de questionnements à travers le Canada, à savoir si certains pairs, mais certaines personnes qui font partie des équipes et qui souhaiteraient aller de l'avant vers un soutien vers l'injection pourraient effectivement y aller finalement.
Merci, Kim. And then I had a question for the other panelists about other jurisdictions. I know Corey touched on Zurich, and what you were seeing in terms of great practices in other places that we might try to adopt here in Canada. Whether you have any thoughts on that?
With relation to splitting and sharing, we talked to a number of different organizations in Europe, Australia, and it's a bit of a mixed bag of nuts when it comes to the responses that we receive from them. But the overarching theme was that there is a significant tendency here in North America, and particularly in Canada, to over-medicalize and make services over-rigid and difficult to access for people. And so we've really tried to center the work that we're doing in terms of what it looks like most in community versus what we see, coming out of services that are high barrier and difficult to access. So that's kind of the theme that I've noticed the most.
Elaine or Kim?
I would just add to Corey, and it's, I don't have to belabor the point, but we just finished an international study looking at all of the existing evidence on non-injection forms of drug consumption, particularly inhalation. And, across the world and globally, when we're talking about supervised consumption services, more than half are offering supervised inhalation. And so to me, it's quite a stark contrast to look at Canada and to see that, federally approved supervised consumption services, there's only one that has been approved to allow that. And, we did have Lethbridge in Southern Alberta before it was shut down that was also offering that service. But we should have dealt with those barriers a long time ago. There's really no excuse, especially when we see coroner's reports, overdose reports at the provincial level that show the majority of overdose deaths are amongst people who are smoking substances.
Thank you so much, Elaine. I think it's time for our next panel. So I'll thank you, Kim, Corey, and Elaine so much for your insights and being available to talk about your expertise. And we'll move it over to Corey Ranger, who's going to be moderating the next panel on safe supply.